Welcome to Scale, Shine, and Profit. I'm so glad you joined us today. I'm Lynn Rowe. I am the business coach for small business owners. Today, we're going to be talking about how to craft your message so that your prospects will sit up and listen. Let's get started. All right, so you have done your market research. And if you haven't done so, go back and watch episodes 1 and 2 and do that market research because it's really important for getting this right, getting your messaging right. Now that you've done the research, you know the problems your client is dealing with, how that problem makes them feel, the outcomes they're looking for, and the language, the specific wording that you should use or that they are using, and therefore you should use when talking about these problems and solutions. So now let's talk about how to use that research. One way to use that research is in developing your message for when you meet with someone new, when you're telling them about what you do, when you're at a networking event. The purpose is to get people interested enough to ask questions. You can even do this if you're selling the product online. You want to put your message out there so that people are interested enough to look further into your website and see what you have to sell. So if you have 30 to 60 seconds, you just want them to kind of identify with the pain or problem that you solve and say, oh yeah, I've got that, I better listen. And what their lives will look like after they work with you. So let them ask you questions or dig deeper to learn how you do that later. So most people are familiar with the format that is used often in networking events in crafting their message. And it goes something like this. You know how blank that's your ideal client, struggle with blank, that's the pain. I help blank, my ideal client, solve, and then you put in the problem so that they get, and you give them 3 outcomes, 3 things that'll happen positively as a result of using your product or working with you. So now let's take that same message and make it more interesting. People love stories, and studies have shown that they're much more likely to remember a story than if you just give them some information. So we're going to turn your message into a story. And we're going to pretend that we're talking to an actual client, and don't forget, talking about an actual client, and don't forget to use the language you learned in your market research. So here's the format. Today, I'd like to tell you about my client. You put in the client's name. He or she had a challenge with, and you're going to say what the challenge was, that made him or her feel blank because, and then you're going to put in what they lost or what didn't happen or what wasn't working well. Important to get those feelings in there because that's what you need to appeal to is the person's feelings, how they are feeling about the problems that they have. Then you add in, we work together for X period of time, or we sent her the product or whatever to, and you put in the solution that you offer. And now he or she is or has, and you're going to put in the 3 outcomes that they get as a result of having worked with you or used your product. If you're interested in results like this, let's talk. And at this point, you can put in a free offer. So I'm going to quickly go through that again, just so you can get it down if you want. Here's the format. Today, I would like to tell you about my client blank. He or she had a challenge with blank that made him or her feel blank because, and then it's whatever they would have lost or missed as a result. We worked together for X period of time to, and then you're going to put in your solution to the problem. Now he or she has or is, and you put in 3 outcomes. If you're interested in results like this, let's talk. And then you can put in your offer if you have an offer. It will probably take you some time to practice this and get it right. So don't give up. Keep tweaking it until you get something that works for you. And keep an eye on this channel. Next time, we're going to talk about how to take your message and turn it into a 1-minute workshop. Join us next time on Scale, Shine, and Profit.